Welcome to Go Live TV, the future in your hands. The only multicultural IPTV station that brings communities together. Over 2.7 million people have already watched. Go Live TV, anytime, anywhere.
走出心灵的阴霾，活出生命的色彩，别让青春再期待，改造每一个现在。走出心灵的阴霾，活出生命的色彩，别让青春。有一种爱，它不是只有爱情，它不是只有亲情，它也不是友情，但是它却长长久久，坚定非常，生生不息，又不改初心。这是奉献，这也是无悔。马街，一个在100多年前漂洋过海，年轻的日子里面，他就知道他要到普天下去传福音。最后，他停驻在台湾的淡水。在台湾，他成了家，他建立了教会，他用基督的爱医治了心灵，他经历了战争，看了建立的教会受到无情的摧毁，经历了一切的痛苦。他不但没有退缩，靠主得胜，克服了一次又一次的困难。在这样爱是一生的坚持里，他摆上了毫无保留的生命。当跑的路，他不回头；美好的仗，他已打过；所信的道，他一生也守住。都在这样的大爱里。今天，他长眠在美丽的淡水，但是爱不死。亲爱的朋友，今天我们要谈一谈马街，这一个加拿大黑胡子的故事。我们要再一次回忆他爱的奉献。在台湾，亲爱的观众朋友，大家好，又到了我们周2的时间。哇，好长的一段封锁时间，我非常的兴奋，非常想念大家。今天非常高兴，我6点钟我再回到魅力视射 Go Live 电视台，能够再次与大家见面。这么长的一段时间封锁，大家都还好吗？ 我在这里向大家问候，我是 Elsa。我们这里是 Dolce De Soleil 魅力试射的节目，在每周二晚上6点钟在 Go Live， 您可以下载我们 Go Live 的软件，就可以看到我们所有的节目。Hello everyone, it's so happy for me to be here after such a long lockdown, so many weeks and a few months. I'm very happy to be back here. I miss you all. Today I'm very happy to invite two very special guests for me. One is actually the co-chairperson from the Canadian MacKay Committee, Edward Chung. Hi, would you like to say hi to our friend?
Hello, everyone. Yeah, my name is Edward Chung. So glad to be here again. Thank you.
Yes, okay. Now, another one is a very good friend of mine, the president from the Toronto Waterfront Magazine, as well as the International Peace Festival. Can you say hi to our friends?
Hello, friends. Thank you for inviting me. I'm, as she mentioned, I'm the publisher of Toronto Waterfront Magazine and also the president of International Peace Festival.
Yeah， 今天我们非常高兴，请到了我们加拿大马介协会的副主席钟雅泽先生，还有我们的这个多伦多湖滨杂志，还有多伦多国际电影节的总裁Karim Mirshahi 来到我们节目当中。今天我们要谈些什么呢？我们先来看一段小小的这个 video. Let's enjoy the very first video. This video is actually from the counselor Steve McDonald from Oxford County, Zora, right? Steve McDonald. Let's enjoy the first small video clips.
Hello, this is Elsa from Dolce De Soleil Go Live TV program. We are here at Oxford County today, Ambro, and we are so happy to interviewing the counselor of Ambro, Steve McDonald. Hello, Steve. How are you?
Very good, very good. Thank you.
Okay, you know what? Coming here, we see all these 4 plaques, right? Actually, 2 plaques with 4 different language: English, French, and Mandarin, and Taiwanese behind that. Can you share us more about it?
Well, the plaques were erected in memory of Reverend George Leslie MacKay, and the government of Ontario supplied them for us. And it just gives a brief outline of where he was born, where he went to school, and how he ended up in Taiwan doing all his missionary service.
Okay, beautiful. So it's so nice to see my mother tongue here. I really love it. Okay, now seeing you dressing like this, okay, you can imagine that there must be a big events or whatever in the past or in the future. Can you tell us about this Highland Games?
Okay, well, I am a member. I'm dressed like this because I'm a member of the Caledonian Society of Zora, and it's been our job for 86 years now to present a Highland Games, reflecting on the Highland heritage, Scottish heritage of this area, every year on July 1st. Now, we've been unfortunate the last 2 years because of COVID being unable to celebrate, but we're planning for next year, so I'll put the news out there.
Wow, beautiful. So I would love to join you next year, July 1st, Canada Day, right?
We welcome everybody.
Hi, Karim. Okay, remember our trip to Oxford with Edward, right? Tell me about that trip. Do you know who we were going for?
Well, you kind of mentioned to me about Mr. MacKay and his legacy and his work in Taiwan, and I was very surprised that he's so well known in Taiwan, whereas he's not as known in Canada. I mean, the way I see it, he's an example of service. So the service that he's been doing to help other people, and it's amazing what the work is done. I enjoyed the trip. It was a great trip. So it was great.
Yes, okay. I think a lot of young generations, after learning about MacKay, it's been so long, right? Look at more than 100 years. The first time, I learned MacKay when I was in Taiwan.
Yeah.
But now, actually seeing his hometown is really quite inspiring for me. Edward, can you tell us, those 4 plaques when we saw, sitting there, right? Taiwanese, French, Mandarin, and English. This is quite
quite a memory, actually, right, for
That's
such a
right.
person. So many
Yeah.
young people, they don't know him. And maybe the people from Oxford, they knew him from this plaques.
That's right. Yeah, very unique, to memorize a person, particular, born in Oxford County, and then erect 4 plaques with 4 different languages. So that's very unique for the person. So they are very, respecting MacKay for what he has done in Taiwan, particularly in Taiwan. So it's kind of proud of a Canadian people.
我们讲到这个，我们去了 Oxford County 大概2次时间，开车开得很长哦，一路风景
Yeah,
非常
2
漂亮。
hours.
2 hours, right? It's pretty, right? The countryside is
Yes.
very beautiful. So a city like that, with a person, MacKay, George Leslie MacKay, 我们在那个地方呢有4个，其实是2个牌子，2个牌子它正反面的哈，有英文、有法文、有中文，还有台语。这个马街呢，在台湾做了一生的贡献，是加拿大第一个到台湾的这个宣教士 Missionary。What do you think about Missionary?
Well, I
Karim.
mean, I guess that was his job as a missionary to go there. But I think I don't think not every missionary were did as well as the job he's done to bring 2 cultures together by helping. So as I've been told, there's many schools and hospitals and everything that he established a lot of school and hospitals. So he was a great human being.
Yes, okay. I think for someone missionary, he's done more than just like a preaching,
Yeah.
right? More than that. So he's whatever he's contributed has, passed on so many years, right?
Yeah, so, I mean, there are some people talk about it, but his actions actually is what is admiring.
Right. So you see, like we had International Peace Festival for several years.
Yeah.
And such a person is peacemaker, right?
Yes, that is the we like to honor him. Next year is his anniversary, 150, right?
Yes.
150-year anniversary. We
Yes.
would like to honor him at the International Peace Festival because I think he's what he's done is actually with what he's done for human rights in terms of head tax and go against the head tax. I guess. I read there was charging $500 in 1903. They were charging $500, which is an enormous amount of money for every Chinese who entered into the country had to pay $500 because they want to stop Chinese coming to the country. So he was against that, and he was able to remove that.
That was a lot of money, $500 back then.
Yeah,
Right. It was a
120
lot.
years ago.
Yeah. Okay. So Edward, can you tell us a little bit more? We are going to watch a little bit video again about head tax, but I'm going to speak in Chinese. 大家可能都不知道哈，在马街刚开始来的时候，他是在台湾的第一个加拿大到台湾的一个宣教士。但是他做的工作呢，不是只有散播爱或是讲道，有这个医院啦，他自己为人治病啦，这个经历过很多的战争啦，朋友建立很多的教会。这后面的目的呢，这个动机就是一个爱字，而且不是只有他一个人做，他是全家做，几代都在做。就是因为这样一个加拿大的马街在台湾是一个。一直流传下来，到台湾现在在台北有个马街医院。那么我想请一下我们的 Edward 先生，跟我们稍微讲一下马街的生平，因为我们可能前2集有些朋友没有看过，所以马街大概做了些什么事情，跟我们简单的介绍一下。
Sure. Yeah, MacKay, as a first missionary sent to Taiwan from a Presbyterian church in Canada. So when he arrived there, he has go from zero. And then he built up his career, something like, the church and schools and also hospitals. So he is keen to serve, people. That's why he put all the efforts on that. First, he opened the clinics. He is not a doctor, but he is a practical, in his hometown so he can pull the teeth. So that's very helpful for the people.
How many teeth he pulled?
About 20,000 in his life in Taiwan.
20,000 only. I thought it was double.
Maybe you're right. That's right, a lot.
Stop counting.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot. So the hospital, he under his name to memorize him. The main hospital is in Taipei, and now there are five of them across the country.
Wow.
So it's very famous and very helpful for the
Five
people.
hospitals in Taiwan.
In Taiwan,
named
yeah.
after MacKay.
Yeah, under MacKay's
Under
hospital's name. So that's the hospital. And then, first time he went there, he built a church, established one by one after. In his period of time, he built 60 churches, Presbyterian churches. So 60. And now, do you know what happened? Now it's about 2,100 churches in Taiwan.
This is planting.
Yeah, so,
Planting,
but this is combined from the north and south
Right.
Presbyterian churches. So he's very good, contribute to the spread the gospel in Taiwan. And then another one is a school. He opened this school and called Oxford College. So train the people to be a pastor and then to spread the gospel into Taiwan every corner. So and his son, and after him, and come back to Canada for education, and then got the a master degree of education, and then he went back to Tam Sui, Taiwan, and established Tam Kang High School. So he was the founder of the Tam Kang High School, and Oxford College, Tam Kang High School, and then now become the University of Alicia, Alicia University. That's after Oxford College.
I see. Well, so all his children speak Taiwanese too.
And their children, when they are in Taiwan, they speak Taiwanese. Yeah, very
even better
fluent
than
in
me.
Taiwanese. Yeah, that's
They're
right.
fluent in Taiwanese, right?
That's right.
Oh, wow. OK， 马街呢，他刚开始到台湾的时候呢，做了很多事情哈。这个东西呢，我们讲到爱是流动的 ，love spreads and love flows, right? So love is contagious. Do you agree?
I agree.
Yeah. 所以马街呢，到了台湾以后，他不只是帮人家看病，其实他自己不是医生哦，然后一年帮人家拔了很多颗的牙齿哦，所以他的牙医的技术呢是很出名的。他的儿子呢，在台湾创立了淡江中学。淡江中学现在在台北的淡水，非常美好的地方，对呀。淡江中学，然后教导了很多的学生。除了这个以外呢，他刚开始到台湾赤手空拳，60几家的教会。可是呢，现在已经大概2100多家的长老教会了，就从他开始。我觉得这个中间如果没有一个大爱哦，是很难做到的。Right? We call it like a big love. Right? It's just not like a small love. It's a really big love, and it affects the people around them to do all these beautiful things. I would like to share a very small video again regarding this from this Woodstock Museum from Karim, and then we'll talk about head tags a little bit. Can we enjoy the third video, please?
Then came back to Oxford County. Canada had the Chinese head tax at the time, so they needed to pay for what was like for Minnie, his wife, as well as his later son-in-law. So they did have to pay. It is a federal government tax that was initiated. Later, it went up to a much higher price even than at the time when George Leslie MacKay visited. However, the Chinese head tax was paid to the federal government. But the Woodstock City Council had an unofficial meeting upstairs in the Grand Hall, and it was a public meeting where George and his family were informing the council that they needed to pay this head tax and believed it was wrong. The council had a public meeting, decided to pay back that price, and actually gave the money that was initially paid to the government back from the municipal government, however, to George Leslie MacKay's family, saying that they agreed the Chinese head tax was wrong. And that's very interesting at the time.
That's right.
Wow.
So this is 100 years ago?
Right, this was in the 1890s, I believe.
Yeah.
So it started that long ago.
Yes, and that's the thing, right? We look back at history and we see, you know about the head tax that's come in, how certain governments and things have changed over the years, and you can see that even though it's incremental changes and took like many, many years to abolish the Chinese head tax, there were definitely pockets of people. And George Leslie MacKay, having his connection with Taiwan, of course, he would have influenced the people here in Oxford County and increased our knowledge here about that.
Yeah.
It's a great history that we know, because I'm sure a lot of people, they are not aware of this until now. Yeah, thank you. So we're very happy to be here today to learn more about this. Okay, Edward, would you mind, because Karim just mentioned a little bit in English about head tax. How about you speak a little bit more in Chinese for head tax, so our audience, they understand what was going on more than 100 years back, about who helped this head tax?
OK， head tax 叫做人头税。那时候加拿大政府配合美国，就是说要减少从中国来的移民，所以他把每个人都加120块的税，那个是很大的钱。但是阻止他们进来，所以这是一种不公平的待遇。所以当马偕回来加拿大，他一生在台湾30年只回来过2次，然后在第2次的时候呢，他进来，他的太太、他的学生、他的女儿，不是他的学生，然后都被扣税。因为他那个 Asian 的面孔，所以被扣税，所以他非常不高兴。那在那一次回来的时候，他被选为加拿大长老教会的总会的议长，所以是 Head of the Church。所以他就利用他的这个机会，也是他的 authority 权柄，去各个地方宣教的时候、拜访的时候。他顺便提到，他反对这个人头税，所以可以说是公开加拿大教会的领袖公开反对政府施行人头税的第一个人，而且非常有力。
Okay, yeah, Karim, we were talking about like in Chinese, right? Because MacKay, his wife was Taiwanese, and his daughter is all mixed, right? Canadian and Taiwanese. So both his wife and his daughter had to pay the head tax. Of course, it's not fair, right? Would you say this is a little bit against the human right, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, that's trying to one race is better than another race. So, that is definitely against human rights.
So back then, he as the head of the church, he used his power and the authority, tried to do something influential.
Absolutely.
To help this head tax.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so this is something that, people who have a power, who have authority, they can do a big thing for the community, and that's wonderful. That's what you did. International Peace Festival. We are going to talk about that in a minute, okay? Now, but I think for MacKay, for me, I see him as because I've been teaching all my life, right? I see this kid as a very unique kid because he knows what he wants ever since he was young. When I was at his age, I just wanted to play, and then I had no choice but practicing the piano. But at his age, he already knows that his direction of life. This, to me, is very, very different. Not only he's very full of blessing from God, he's full of love, and then influence his family. He knows his direction. He's not afraid of mission. He has a vision, and he really went for it. Right. He is an iron-willed man with love, very strong, deep love. Well, let's enjoy next videotape. let's enjoy next video clip. We were talking about this Beachville Museum. They had the picture of MacKay. Can we play the next video? Thank you. Oh, hi, Stephanie. So can you share the story? How special is this in your hand?
Yes, so this is another piece from our collection, and it was originally collected by a gentleman by the name of Harvey Wad, who was a native in this area around Beachville and Embro and whatnot in Zora Township. And this is a representation of the congregation members of the Knox Church. And this is where MacKay grew up. He started going to this church as a child, and it was in this church that he really began feeling called to the missionary, or to become a missionary. So around the age of 10, already at that age, he knew that he was interested in missionary work, and it was at this church that he met many of his mentors and did return, you know, when he came back on his furloughs back to Canada, and he brought Minnie and whatnot. They still had many members of the Presbyterian Church here in Embro that they kept contact with and continued to report back to as well.
Beautiful. Which one is MacKay?
He's just the one at the bottom right
Yeah.
You can tell by his beard.
Yes, MacKay, the barbarian.
Yes.
Age of 10.
Yes.
Wow. I'm trying to think of what I was trying to do at age of 10.
Well, he was very focused. He obviously felt very passionate about his course, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Stephanie.
My pleasure.
Karim, what were you doing age of 10? And when was your turning point in your life that you really know what you want to do?
I still don't know what I want to do.
Me too. Why we have the same answer? 大家想一想哈，马街在10岁的时候，他已经知道他要做什么了。27岁的时候，他已经决定他要把他的一生奉献到海外去做一个宣教士，这是不容易的事情。我在想，我10岁的时候跟 Karim 一样，我们不知道10岁的时候在干什么，到现在可能还是懵懵懂懂的。Edward， 你10岁的时候在做什么？
我小时候有一个梦想。Yeah, well, I want to be a president.
President? Wow.
Yeah, but I did it, not a country, the president of country, president of an association.
Never too late.
Yes, so yeah, I fulfilled my dream.
You did, okay, very good. Okay, so now, for a child age of 10, knowing that his direction, but at least one thing I know, when I was very little, I already knew that I want to become a teacher. And I am a teacher.
You are now.
Yes, I'm a teacher. Yes. Okay. 那么现在我们大家要来一个小小的 break. Let's have a very, very short commercial break. And we'll be back soon.
This is our life.
And we are Leuna.
Welcome to Go Live TV, the future in your hands. The only multicultural IPTV station that brings communities together. Over 2.7 million people have already watched. Go Live TV, anytime, anywhere.
This is our family.
This is our life.
And we are Leuna.
我觉得很多人都很喜欢谈论一个话题，这个话题就是和平。和平到底是什么？平安到底是什么？我觉得和平像一个小小的蜡烛，它在黑暗里面一点就亮，整个房间就光明了。I was talking about peace, that everybody wants to talk about peace. And peace is just like that little the candle in the room, in a dark room. Just one little light, one little candle, it light up the whole room. So I've been thinking that we have done this peace festival for a number of years, and it was really very successful. Successful in a way that I feel is not how huge the venue is, how brilliant the performance skill is. It's the people, they have the idea of peace. They express peace via different formats. Can you tell us a little bit, Karim, how you started this International Peace Festival and how you spread it?
Well, as I mentioned to you, I'm the publisher of the Waterfront magazine. So we have different initiatives with the magazine throughout the years. Magazine has been around for 18 years, so we've been publishing for 18 years. So one of the, which you were all part of it, was the Waterfront Awards, which is for woman empowerment. And we have 15 categories, which you won the award for our And then there is a Waterfront Eco Living for the environment. And a few years ago, me and our editors, we were sitting down, we're brainstorming. At the time, there was a lot of crime happening in Toronto. So to say, guys, what can we do to address the crime happening in Toronto? So because we do a lot of, we are very involved with the Toronto International Film Festival. We do a lot of events around the festival. So the idea came to, well, why don't we just put the question to the filmmakers, ask them if they can come up with some ideas, create a short film, 10 minutes or more, and come up with ideas, hot solutions for what's going on in terms of violence and what kind of solutions to create more peace. So we put that question in our event. We launched it 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago. We launched it and at our event, which was during the Toronto International Film Festival. And which was very well received. We received over 1,100 films on our first year. So we were we were surprised that we got so much interest. And the films from many countries, maybe 70, 80 countries. We received film from Taiwan too, as well. So yeah, and then we decided to promote peace through film, which is I just explained, and also music, which you're executive director for the Music for Peace, and there is also Art for Peace. So basically, International Peace Festival promotes peace through art, music, and film. And the reason we decided to promote peace through art, music, and film, because that's the only uniting force for bring people together. Art brings people together. Politics, religion, to be honest with you, it divides people. Whereas the art, film, they bring people together. So that's why we chose art, music, and film.
我们这个 Karim Mirshahi 呢，他是我们这个多伦多的湖滨杂志的这个出版商。那么在3年半之前呢，因为多伦多有很多的这个暴力的事情，那么我们就有了一个理念，要促进和平。促进和平呢，用很多很美好的东西。那个时候Waterfront Magazine 他们有一个就是说这个杰出女性奖，那么很荣幸的我也得了奖了。You know what I'm talking about, right? Yes. You are guessing, right? 那时候我就是用我的音乐得了奖。 那么音乐在我的这个血液里面呢，因为我可能从小就是在教会里面，我的音乐不是只是要表演一个最棒的技术，而是我希望在我的音乐里面，它是真正能够传达真善美的。那在教堂里面，许多受伤的心灵许多的改变，从音乐的感染力里面，它有一个更加的推动的力量。那么在之后呢，我们就有了这个国际和平电影节。国际和平电影节呢，我们一推出了就受到广大的关注，大概有1000多部来自70-80国家的电影。这个主题就是在和平。那么去年呢，我们就用了这个音乐、美术，还有电影，还有这个瑜伽 meditation， 还有这个心灵健康。各个的讲座得到所有国际的关注，实在是非常的一个非常重要的一个平台，来对我们这个社会大众，尤其在疫情的时候，对大家有一个正面的影响。用这些美好的东西来唤起人们对和平的渴望那么同样的，为什么今天我要把我们的马街跟我们的和平放在一起 ？Today the reason I want to put MacKay and peace together, because MacKay to me, all the things he has done is something related to peace. But a lot of people say peace, okay. Some people tell me the peace, okay, there's no war. As long as there's no war, it's peace. What does peace mean to you?
Peace doesn't mean no conflict. There always going to be conflict, but there's always ways of peaceful resolution to any conflict. And and also, if I appreciate what Mr. MacKay is for the love of human being he had, and also promoting human rights. And that's without human rights, there is no peace. So that's that. So we do have to respect human rights, and then we have a better chance of promoting and creating peace.
OK， 那我们刚刚讲到了马街，他在这个人权上面做了非常大的努力，也还有这个女权这样子。如果你没有办法尊重人权的话，你基本上是很难达到一些和平的理念。那么Edward， 我们也想请问一下，就是说，在这个马街他的这个生命里面，他一定有你知道这种拓荒这种东西是很辛苦的。Missionary is so tough, right? Because you have to grow from something out of nowhere.Right？ 那么马街，我们就想知道一下他做的东西，你觉得说他所有奉献的，在他生命里面高高低低的，他遇到当然困难是很多。那么他是怎么样克服这些困难？最困难的时候，他是用怎么样的心态来面对？因为像有些人他们碰到困难的时候，他们就暴力了，自残了。Some people I said when they are facing challenge, crisis of life, they actually they hurt themselves or they become violent, right? I would like to know how MacKay handled his downtime.
For English? Or?
Yeah, English is good.
Yeah, okay. So we all know, from his diary, so he mentioned about a lot of difficulty, who he faced during his time in Taiwan. So, for example, the weather and the disease is totally different than, he used to be in Canada. So particularly the disease called malaria.
那是什么 disease?
疟疾.
Yeah. Okay.
That's one is hurt him a lot. So from his diary, many times he mentioned, I sick. Many days, a week, many weeks. So it's very hard for him, but he overcome that one. So, and also culture and the language. So he has to face. That's another difficulty, one of the difficulties there. So he has to face, he has to deal with. And then always have someone, always against, MacKay, always against foreigners, against, their preachings. So I would like to have one example for you. So during the year in 1873, in May, MacKay and his students, walked. They always walk, during that period of time, from Tamsui to a small village called Da Se. So that was currently in Miaoli area. So he and his students find an open space in front of a temple, and then just do as usual. They start to singing and tell the Bible stories, and also pull the teeth, and then also distribute the medicines for the people around them. So he just did that in front of the temple. So after hours, they finished their work on the street, and then they back in the room. So when they got in the room, they got a notice, from the head of the village. Okay, it's a notice says as this. So we are holding a sacrifice ritual, for our ancestors. So you must stay in the house or leave before dawn. So that's the notice. And the MacKay answered to the notice, to the person deliver the notice. And his answer is, I quote for you. So we, the worshiper of true God, I neither leave nor stay in the room. Our mighty God will preach the everlasting gospel in your street for several years. This is the answer from MacKay, and the answer is irritating, the people on the street, and also the villager, they start to get excited about this guy. So they just praying, see, we are going to kill MacKay, or maybe drag him out and beat him badly. So what happened the next few days? But those are people there. They always have some people with kind mind. So some people with a harsh language to MacKay, but some people, they're just nice to MacKay and say, leave him alone. So don't bother MacKay. So the next 3 days, what happened? I tell you what happened. So the first day, just a few people, MacKay and his student, went out, to the open space in front of the temple, and just a few people and come and listen to him. But a lot of people, just make noise and they try to interrupt, what he's doing. So try to scare them away. But MacKay stayed for a few hours and then back in the room. The next day, he went out with his students and do the same thing. Get more people around him and listen, and sometimes sing along with MacKay and his students. And he also distributed the medicine as well, put in the teeth as well. That's is a benefit to the people. So the third day, they went out again. Get more people, maybe hundreds of them around him. And then those people against MacKay get less and less. So that's what happened, when he insists to do the right thing, and he overcome the difficulty. So MacKay, he has a peaceful mind. He wants to share the gospel, the good news, to the people around him. So he doesn't care about you scare me or what. He just do the right thing. So he peacefully doing it. So he's a peaceful person to do the job, to spread the gospel around him, especially in Taiwan. That's the tremendous job he has done to Taiwan.
Beautiful, really beautiful. I think last year we were talking about, Karim, we were talking about our Peace Festival. Some people were against the mass message. Some people were against the so-and-so come to give a speech because they don't like to hear some of the topics, sensitive topics. I remember very clearly you told me we are doing the right thing by spreading peace. So we should not be afraid. We will continue doing what we are doing. 亲爱的朋友，刚刚我们这个 Edward 也跟我们讲到马偕，我们讲到这个和平啊。那么马偕在他的一生里面上上下下，尤其离乡背井到了台湾，有很多人就是把他当成一个外邦人，没有办法把他接纳成自己的人。可是呢，他本着他的大爱，本着上帝给他的一些力量，他坚持做他认为对的事情。那么在他有时候在路上啊，或者在什么地方，在一些乡镇里面去传福音、去唱歌的时候呢，又吸引了很多的目光，吸引了很多人。这个里面吸引的人里面呢，有好的，也有恶的，有善有恶，它都是两边的。那么他也受到很多的压迫，比如说可能的镇长啊、乡长啊要逮捕他啦，或是威胁他啦，对他生命上造成威胁，他并不害怕。不但不害怕，他还把这 good news 就是好消息更加的传播。当他本着这个力量，他坚定如磐石的时候，这个好消息他就一直传扬出去。当然中间也经过一些风风雨雨，一些波折。可是当好消息有这个传染力，像一个传染病这样散开的时候呢，它吸引更多的人，因为爱能够融化一切。I was just saying that love can melt everything, and love can melt hatred. Next week, I'm going to share a very, very touching story. It's talking about this international killer who is very good with the 7 languages. He was sentenced in 38 years, and then he escaped from the prison. This is a real story. I will be interviewing this international killer who became a pastor right now. And the movie director, the actor, and the person behind it, just like you, filming this movie, inspiring movie. 下礼拜呢，我们要讲到一样的，也是一个非常感人的故事。他讲到一个国际杀手，这个就是吕代豪牧师他的见证。吕代豪牧师呢，他以前是在台湾陈其礼下面的，杀了无数的人，然后被判了38年的徒刑。可是他的生命就是一个大反转，然后他又越狱了，然后娶了一个常常写信给他，希望他向主悔改的一个女子。现在她已经是一个全世界有名的牧师，还有师母，在全世界各地去传扬福音，还有见证。那么你很难想象，有一个这么坏的人，今天变成了一个牧师。但是当他内心有平安的时候，他的整个容颜、他的性格、他的这个信息出来，都是不一样的。We were talking about our International Peace Festival. Last year we had music and art and different things. Can you explain why you chose all this? In the beginning, I remember the first year we had all these young kids singing in the yellow outfit, beautiful. And I think it was a very, very good outreach because young children, they already know why they are coming to the Peace Festival. They are the youngest peace advocate, and then spreading peace with singing. Remember that year?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. So the peace is for all ages, all people. For me, sometimes I think about peace, not just no violence. I think when there's a storm out there, and I can be very calm, just like Edward mentioned about MacKay, when someone threatened him, his life, or what he was doing, but then he continued doing what he's doing, right? Can you tell us if you had ever encountered any challenges, conflicts, hosting this peace festival?
Well, let me just go back a bit. Like last year, we had our International Peace Festival, which was on for 3 days, just before the International Peace Day. As you probably know, International Peace Day is on September 21st, yes. And that's the UN designated day for peace. And basically, the idea is all the conflicts around the world, for that day, they should stop, and at least for that day they should stop, and that's why the UN came up with the actual day for peace. So we thought the same way. I guess we want to celebrate peace, and it makes sense to do it on International Peace Day as UN designated day. And as I mentioned to you before, peace and human rights, it's all come together. And in my mind, human rights and peace, they go together. So we actually initiated an award for young children between 10 and 21-year-old. And last 3 years, we have given awards for the activist award, humanitarian activist award, and which last year we had 35 amazing young people who they've done great things for their community. Which the winner was a young lady from Bosnia, which helped kids to because in Bosnia, kids at very young age are being put into marriages and we have no education. So she's promoting young girls to educate themselves. So she received the awards. The selection was with the Youth for Human Rights organizations, which are separate organizations. They did all the selection. So we know that human rights and peace, they go together. And that's why I was so impressed by Mr. MacKay, because he's promoting love, human rights, and peace. And that's why we would like to celebrate his legacy next year during our festival, which is also his 150-year anniversary as well.
Beautiful. OK， 我们刚刚讲到呢，去年我们这个和平节呢，我们增加了一个奖项，就叫做人权奖，因为和平跟人权他们都是在一块儿的哈。那么去年我们那个得奖者是一个21岁的女孩子，全世界有很多人来这个就是参与这个活动。他们在很小的时候就受到这个和平的这个理念的这个推广，所以去年是有一个保萨尼亚的21岁年轻女孩子得到了这个奖。她对一个社区的一些贡献呢，让她能够在这个奖里面呢，让人家能够看到说我们在年轻的孩子里面，在他们心里就有这种和平的意念。那么同样的，明年呢也是讲到我们明年是150年，非常有意义的一年，而且非常特别。明年我们就会今年也会投这个马街的一个纪念电影今年149年，明年150年。How about Edward? Can you introduce what's happening next year for 150 years for MacKay?
Okay, next year, 2022, is the 150th anniversary, the arrival in Tam Sui, MacKay arrival in Tam Sui. So that's a very meaningful day or year for people to celebrate, because his contribution, is tremendous, in Taiwan. So, and also build the relation between Taiwan and Canada. So that's he is the first person as a bridge to build the connection, Taiwan and Canada. So we should celebrate. And then for Canadian MacKay Committee, we have promote, Canada Post to produce a MacKay stamp. This is from Taiwan. That was when the days of the 100th years anniversary that Taiwan Post produced the stamp. But unfortunately, Canada Post is not agreed to produce a MacKay stamp for his 150th anniversary arrival in Tam Sui. So unfortunately, but we will do a celebration as well, for his particular, very meaningful year, 150 years it's done in Taiwan. So in his hometown, we will do the celebration as well. And then also in Tam Sui, in Taiwan, we'll also have a celebration for this particular anniversary as well. So it's very good. Yes.
Yeah, next year is going to be a big year for all of us, right? International Peace Festival and the MacKay 150 years. 150年前呢，明年的是一个特别一年，150年。在150年前的3月9号，马偕降落在淡水。台湾的淡水，所以这2个城市是一个姐妹城市。那么这150年过去了，可是这个爱呢是一直永流下去，并没有停掉哦。所以明年是一个值得纪念一年。我们可以看到这边有这个马偕的这个纪念邮票哈。
我借这个机会跟大家介绍一下。When I talk to the people in Oxford County, they say, our friendship did not start from 1872. We start from 1871. The day he left the town. So this is the plaque, shows our friendship since 1871.
Wow.
So it's really very nice, very warm people from Oxford County. So, yeah.
这个地方哈，我们就讲到多伦多跟台湾他们的友谊呢，从1871年。
So that's the day he left his hometown.
That's the day, 1871.
Yeah.
The friendship started between Taiwan and Canada. That's a long time, but that was wonderful. 那么我们现在呢，要欣赏一段小小的。我们上个礼拜 2 weeks ago, we visited Oxford County, and then we met with the warden, Larry Martin. He has something small, something short to share with us. Let's enjoy the video of Larry Martin, warden from Oxford County, please. Hello everyone, this is Elsa from Go Live TV. We are so happy today arrive Oxford County, and I'm very happy here to meet the warden, Larry Martin. Hi Martin, can you say hi to our friends?
Hello out there, and I'm pleased to be here, and I'm pleased to take part in this video with you to help celebrate the anniversaries.
Larry, every time when I arrive here, City of Love, I'm very, very happy, full of excitement on the way here because of MacKay. What MacKay has done, building the relationship between Taiwan and Oxford County is really long-lasting, everlasting actually, right? Can you share with us, is there any upcoming activities or any plan between these two cities?
I'm quite sure when Mr. MacKay landed in Tamsui 150 years ago that he didn't realize that he was setting the stage for such a long-lasting partnership and relationship with Oxford County. But I know we originally, a year ago, we was going to celebrate our twinning of 20 years. But because of the pandemic, we had to postpone that or cancel it. But next year, we are planning quite a celebration in Zora. It's with the Highland, conjunction with the Highland Games. And hopefully when we're there at the same time, we'll be able to announce that there's a commemorative stamp being released in his honor as well.
Wow, the stamp is really exciting news. Actually, I'm really looking forward to it. Have you been to Taiwan before in Tamsui?
Yes, I was there 3 years ago. I went because the one school here in Woodstock, the WCI school where Mr. MacKay went, they exchanged students. And I got an opportunity to go with the students to Taiwan at that point in time, and it was amazing. That's all I can say about it. It's just absolutely fascinating, and the people were very friendly. And ironically enough, that the day our plane landed, it was March the 9th as well. So the same day that Dr. MacKay landed in Tamsui 149 years ago.
Wow, that's a very special day we must not forget, right? I'm very happy today to meet you in Oxford and County. Now, next time I hope to meet you in Taiwan.
Well, we'll work on that and do what we can.
Okay, thank you very much for our interview. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Glad to be part of it.
I'm so looking forward next year. Big celebration in Oxford County, and then Taiwan, and then, International Peace Festival. Of course, I want to go back to Oxford County again. I miss that lunch with Larry. Anyway, very happy to have you two here today with everyone and spreading the mission and vision of peace. And then we were talking about MacKay. MacKay is a person that we must not forget, and we must talk about MacKay because his spirits should keep going to everyone, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Would you like to say goodbye to our friends?
Yeah, bye for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. I really want to go visit Taiwan now.
Yes, Taiwan trip is coming soon. OK， 好，亲爱的朋友，非常谢谢。今天我们聊了很多马偕的这个一生，他的精神带给我们的影响。那么同样的，下个礼拜我期待大家在欣赏我们的节目。下个礼拜我们有一个非常非常刺激的故事，而且是一个真人真事的故事，真人上电视哦，是吕代豪牧师的故事。那么我们一样也是有一些和平的转变，有一个爱的转变。怎么样从一个这么有名的国际杀手，到现在变成一个这么有名的一个牧师，他要对我们说什么？你想知道他的故事吗？那么我们下一个礼拜同一时间6点钟，周二在魅力试射 Go Live 见面。Thank you， 拜拜。
走出心灵的阴霾，活出生命